So happy Palm Sunday, 2026. Most are spending this season thinking about the cross, Jesus' powerful, bold choice to suffer, to be meek, to be silent, redemption, atonement, and resurrection as it should be. But he was also complaining in the official technical term, Psalm 22. So I'm going to fill in that nasty, dirty crack of the cross, how Jesus suffered as a model for us, how we should deal with hurt, how we should deal with suffering that inevitably comes to us. Meaning, how are we to complain to God when the bottom drops out, when the sky goes dark, when we are broken and we can't get up? Often we use our hurt as a weapon against other people, particularly the person or institution that hurt us. Jesus didn't do that. And when we feel that pain, the kind we can't breathe. And I'm going to tell you in this talk and the next how we do that. This is the Jesus-appointed way of doing that, and it's really helpful, I think. Welcome to Gospel Rant Podcast and DrBillSenyard YouTube channel. I'm your host, Dr. Bill Senyard. We're free wherever you get podcasts, of course, on YouTube as well. And so please subscribe. As always, one of the fastest ways you can help us grow is by leaving your comments below if you're on YouTube. Thank you sincerely. Also, thank you for making Gospel Rant Podcast in the top 10% of podcasts in the world. Thank you for listening every week. We hope that it helps regularly hear about God's love for the unlovable, the unloved, the unlovely, the unworthy, and the unlikely, and that's all of us on any given day if we were just a little bit honest. All right, did you know that God and the Bible have been very clear on this topic of complaining? We're supposed to honestly complain to God, and that's great news. Christianity is such amazing, great news. We have to work really hard to mess it up, and we're pretty good at it. I don't know of another religion or philosophy of life that has something so substantive, so relevant to say to people who have experienced tragedy, injustice, loss, disappointment, betrayal, hurt. Atheism, right, scientific humanism, has nothing. Bad things or random events without purpose, without meaning. The strong are going to survive, the weak are going to be culled out. So here's the key question. What do you do when the bottom falls out of your world? When, the unforgivable happens, when something happens to you and you just can't do anything about it, maybe again. How do you deal with it? How do you cope? Do you mourn the loss? What do you mean by that? Do you gird your loins and move on without denying or repressing? Again, how do you do that? And how good has that served you? Or any other coping strategy? Cover up, right? Or is that the best we've got? The Bible gives us another path, a solid one, simple, mysterious, but powerful path of repair. And the hurt one, you can do it. I do it. First, it's stark in its description of this existence of it. It doesn't sugarcoat it. It's both honest and hopeful, two very rare things. The Bible informs us that we are in a very dark place. This fallen world is filled with people with selfish and often violent hearts. By the way, that's all of us. Mankind, humanity wasn't designed to be that way. We were created in God's image to be persons of glory and honor, mutual intimacy and respect. I'm not saying that the world is totally dark, that there can't be good times. Obviously there are. The biblical narrative claims that if we would roll up all of the world into one big ball, good and bad, package it, measure it, and even spin it in the best possible light, it's going to tragically fall short of what it was designed to be. We were designed, constructed to thrive in something vastly different and better. And I think down deep we know that. At the soul level, at the midbrain level, if you want to be more scientific, doesn't this help to explain why humanity, of all species, hurts so much? Right? Why does this hurt so much when I lose a child or find out that I'm dying or I'm betrayed by someone I love or they hurt me again? Why? Because that's how we're made. Biblically, it hurts even more than you are able to admit. We have internal working models, fortresses that protect us from the hurt. So it's even worse than you think. So by necessity, for survival's sake, we've grown numb to much of the inhuman treatment, the dishonor. But don't we suspect that the scars are deeper and more painful than even we know? We were made to be greatly honored, immensely appreciated, and intimately loved, as we are. And man, that's so different. It's a vast cavern between the two. So look, I've got really good news to hurting, angry, wounded people. Me, you. There is a God who claims to be your ultimate creator, who tells you that you should be angry, you should be hurt, you should be wounded based on what has happened to you. You should be yelling and screaming and fighting, not necessarily at the one who hurt you, but at God. You should be longing for more honor and glory. Again, chances are the best place to get that is from God. And to cover it up like your brain is going to intrinsically do, subconsciously do, is another crime against you. It's self-inflicted hurt, and we all do it. Some people do it better than others. You were created to hate anything short of being honored and loved and appreciated. You were made to be adored and worshiped. Isn't that good news and bad news? All right. Listen to the bold, stark honesty of the Bible. This is wholly approved rhetoric, no cover-up, no spin. This is a powerful, formal legal complaint written to God, against God, by a real flesh and blood person, a believer. In fact, the king of Israel. Imagine the psalmist entering a metaphorical courtroom with an official legal complaint against the defendant. In this case, the defendant is God. And to make the picture even more interesting, he's arguing his case to the judge, the disposer of justice and restitution and healing, who is also God. Psalm 22. So as you hear Psalm 22, picture the plaintiff turning to the defendant and crying out, my God, why have you forsaken me? Why are you so far from saving me, so far from the words of my groaning, my roaring? The word used for God here is El, from the root strength. The implication is that the sufferer's entire source of strength seems to have abandoned him or her. A Jew was a Hebrew because of this relationship with God. And so David is testifying that there experientially is no more relationship. This would be devastating. Identity level anguish. All right, so how can we tap into what that might begin to feel like? Imagine the life-changing anguish of a professional athlete losing ability to compete and losing it for life. Picture a teacher who has had a stroke taking away their capacity to teach, or a spouse whose life and hope for future has been ravaged by an affair. This is their perceived source of strength, income, life, and identity. For the psalmist, of course, this was El, God. It would seem to the sufferer that the only relationship was one of betrayal. He accuses God, the holy, holy, holy Yahweh, of ignoring him. Right? Being absent, abandoning him. That's what he's feeling like. Boy, those are strong. And don't they seem irreverent words? Officially charging God with unfaithfulness? The faithful God? Oh my gosh. With being unloving? And we know he's not. And even a liar. See, I know that the questions pop into your head, and we're going to likely get to them, or try to. Just hang in there with me. The NIV says groaning, but the Hebrew is roaring. That deep-seated guttural crying out loud, public. The only person who could change the situation, God, is seemingly gone. He's not willing. He's mocking the psalmist. And by the way, remember, these are the very words that Jesus spoke from the cross of Golgotha. And what makes this so appropriate during Easter season? This is what he felt as well. It was not true. Boy, that's one of those things that has penetrated Christianity, and it's just not true that God actually abandoned him. We just sort of say that, but it's impossible. I don't know what your view of the Trinity is, but it's what he experienced in his dual nature. 100% man, 100% God, whatever that is. Though it's mysterious and wonderful. There's no way that God the Father could or would turn away. But Jesus felt that level of pain and anguish. He identified with us. He gets your pain. This was a deep, visceral cry of the deepest abandonment and betrayal anyone's ever felt. It's public. There's no cover-up. Neither Jesus nor David seeks to protect the Father's reputation from hearsay and innuendo. They both openly and publicly, in appropriate, approved legal venue, accusing the Father. If I were them and trying to push a new religion, I would have certainly put on a better face than this, wouldn't you? Edit this one out, replace it with a press release of some kind. Thanks for giving me what I want psalm instead of this one. But they don't play the spin doctor. There's no whitewashing of Christianity or Judaism. The higher point, as maddening as it may be, is that God freely and boldly indwells not only in the light, but in the darkness. Did you hear? God dwells in the light, and he also is present in the darkness. He's omnipresent. The good news is that God not only indwells pure light, we sing about it, but even better news is that God freely and wonderfully stoops down and indwells in our darkness that envelops us. My painful place, my hurting place, those hurting memories, even when I don't feel like he's there. Verse 6, but I am a worm. It's the king saying this, and not a man, scorned by men, despised by the people. All who see me mock me. They hurl insults, shaking their heads. He trusts in the Lord. Let the Lord rescue him. Let him deliver him, since he delights in him. Wow. The sufferer's trials aren't over. Not only has he been crushed, he's in a place of public mocking. His reputation, his life's message is totally discounted, it would appear. And perhaps he's been telling people of a good God and good Father. And now, look, where's your good Father now? He's being mocked. His life philosophy, his God, and his relationship with this supposed God is being mocked. And still no God is stepping in. Talk about abandonment feelings. Deep betrayal. Verse 12. Many bulls surround me. Strong bulls of Bashan encircle me. Roaring lions tearing their prey open, their mouths wide against me. I'm poured out like water, and all my bones are out of joint. My heart has turned to wax. It has melted away within me. My strength is dried up like a potsherd, and my tongue sticks to the roof of my mouth. You lay me in the dust of death. Dogs have surrounded me. A band of evil men have encircled me. They have pierced my hands and my feet. I can count all my bones. People stare and gloat over me. They divide my garments among them and cast lots for my clothing. Bulls of Bashan. Wild bulls that roam the rich pastures of Bashan. I mean, think bison today in Colorado. Untamed, unruly, narcissistic, intensive, insensitive. Surrounding. He says they're just, it's complete and utter helplessness. There's no way of escape. If you want to read Psalm 62, right? My heart is melting and it's like water. Shocking fear, anxiety. All my bones are out of joint, just emaciation, dislocation, not broken, but just popped. Dividing garments, meaning total defeat. He's not going to survive this. Might as well get rid of the good stuff. He's on the canvas, he's counted out. Speaking of total physical and emotional devastation to the point of death. He addresses God as the ultimate disposer of all of this. Man, this is real stuff, right? It's wonderful and troubling, almost frightening that we could do this and say this, and that God would stand by. Let's understand this isn't whining, this isn't moping, this isn't using my hurt to beat God and to beat the, right? That's just a human phenomenon. This is real deep human pain and the voice of it. This is a common experience, right? If you can't relate, I don't know who you are. You're in denial. My point is that the Bible fully recognizes, no rose-colored glasses. The good news is that is not only is it validated, the step one of healing processes is to form the anguish into words and to vocalize them to God. And God even provides the model of such pain and struggles. Over 50 of them, Psalm 3, 4, 5, 6, 13, 22, 88, 43, and others. He gives us the words, just in case you're worried, that captures your situation and emotions. Use them, is the point. Jesus did. God even commands that we bring it raw to him. Don't edit. What are you going to do? I mean, right? What an amazing, unbelievable God. This is God's shoulders. His shoulders are broad enough, ours are not. So if you're complaining and lashing out at the person who supposedly hurt you, it's just not going to do any good. It's your weapon. It's not helping you. It's not helping them either. It's destructive, not even self-serving. It's just, yeah, it just doesn't work. He's immense and worthy of honor and glory, but humiliates himself like this time and time again, willingly, subjecting himself to our anger. Listen to that, subjecting himself to our anger, our ranting, accusations, and blaming, which are not true, out of his love for us. So God invites us, come on, yell at me. Come and bring me your hurts, your cries, your betrayals. I'm here in official legal session to hear your complaints and grief. Don't wait until you have your act together, because you won't be able to do that without me. Come now as you are. You're more hurt than you know. The injustice is far greater than you've been willing to admit. You don't even know. It's not honorable to bear your pain. It's not honorable to use your pain as a bat to hit other people. That's all unbelief. Your words will not affect what I feel towards you, God says. I love you as much as I love my son, and he loves me. You will never change that. So come to me. Guns blazing. By the way, remember, and I'll say it again, don't hear me saying that because you're angry anyway, the Bible approves of venting on other people, blowing up. Boy, that's what kills marriages. When you think your spouse can handle that and you just feel justified in beating them up. Also, don't bottle it up. It's a real feeling. That can be insensitive and very selfish form of destruction. It's not biblically mandated. There are no encouragements for people to vent on other humans. It's destructive to vent on parents, children, spouses, employees, churches, parking, ticket writer in Golden, Colorado. Only God has shoulders broad enough, and the one who's willing to humiliate himself for our sakes again and again. The others don't. They don't have that capacity. That's the way to lose. The idea is we don't bottle it up. It's the most amazing news. It's one of our covenant privileges, Jesus followers, that we can puke out all of our stuff on our holy, holy, holy God. It's almost hard to say. Somehow we've accepted the notion that when you commit allegiance to Jesus, you have to give up all of that stuff, right? You just have to become automatons and bottle it all up. No. Look at just one of the many privileges given to us. We have a judge who hears our cries. We are not left alone. God, you said you would be my shield. Where were you when my son was hurt? Where were you when I got fired? Where were you during COVID? Why won't you wave your finger and heal me of this disease? Lord, you said you were a father to the fatherless. What difference do those words mean to that infant found in the garbage? Lord, why would you allow that divorce? My God, why have you forsaken me? Well, someone out there is no doubt thinking, Pastor Bill, isn't this sinful to speak to the holy, holy God this way? Yeah. But listen, first, we are commanded by God in the Bible. Over a third of the Psalms, almost half of the Psalms are an example for us. Second, your heart is already doing it. Don't even think that since you've buried the anger and hurt and the heart cries of justice and injustice, reparation, vengeance, that God can't see them or hear them. The more you get to know God, the angrier you will feel if the injustice and dishonors. The closer you get, the more you should be willing to do this because you get to know him, and the more that you will blame him. He stood by. He didn't stop it. We might as well take God up on his commands and to come clean as part of healing these Psalms. Third and lastly, Jesus follower, you who have run to the cross and submitted to allegiance to Jesus, Jesus has indeed died for your stuff, including this. You need not fear judgment or becoming a disappointment to God. It's maddening, though, and it seems wrong somehow. I get that. It's more sinful than we even know, and yet it's paid for. It's the way we survive. It's the way we thrive now, Christians, in this broken place. So what an amazing God to continually put up with this. But isn't it good news? If it's true, right? What other strategies working for you? Drugs will give you relief temporarily, but all right, then what? You've got stuff in your midbrain subconscious you can't touch. Is this making any sense? It's good news. The exercise is birthed out of a radical faith and relationship with God that's biblical. It assumes that there's real and actual hope, healing, restoration, recompense for losses, restitution, resurrection to glory, restoration, and honor. The context for complaint psalms is that God sits over the situation as God, as the judge, the ultimate giver of justice. At the throne of the personal God is real hope for really hurting people like us. And we're going to look into that next week. We're going to continue this. And if it's not true, good luck to you and me. If there really is no God who's allowing this, then the human race is just a bunch of saps. It's a tragic life. Is there a line that we must not cross? I mean, after all, we're coming to the presence of God, the God of the universe. There are some lines, right? Yeah, here it is. What the Bible tells us clearly is that God is perfectly right and perfectly faithful. In the end, when the trial is over, he will be found innocent of any and all charges. By the Spirit's faith manifested through our inner being, Ephesians 3, we must not ever judge him as guilty. We really believe, curse him as guilty, because it's just not going to be the case. That's the ultimate punchline of the book of Job. True faith is antithetical to that. So no matter how it feels to you, sufferer, how much the case against God and his goodness looks like an open and shut case, nope, he's going to be vindicated. There'll be reasons, and I don't have them. There's no way, I can't even start. But the book of Job says there's going to be restitution. The nasty stuff that is happening to you will be redeemed, made right. God promises he's got this. But for now, your role is to bring an official legal case against God in God's courtroom and assuming a response. So just letting you know, last summer I did a series of the top 10 prayers of the Old Testament. It was a great hit with listeners, a lot of dialogue, some disagreement, actually a lot. And by the way, all of that's going to be shaped into a book released later this year. But beginning after Easter, I'm going to bookend that with my top 10 list of prayers, top prayers in the New Testament. Look, the Old Testament was hard. This is ridiculously hard. Kind of bold that I would do that because the whole New Testament is filled with great prayers. But 10 stood out for me, my opinion. Follow Gospel Rant and DrBillSenyard YouTube starting in 2 weeks, and let me know what you think. As in the Old Testament list, there are going to be a few surprises, I think, including with the number 1 prayer. Let's just get the dialogue going. This is fun. All right, here's the treat. The best blues songs ever about being stuck is Johnny Lang's Still Raining. It's all about breakup, but it could easily be about what you're going through. So just listen. I'm not going to sing it. Check it out on YouTube. Clouds, one by one, fill the sky. Just like these tears that fill my eyes, I know by now she ain't coming back. Right? Abandonment. And I watch my world slowly fade to black. Look out my window, it's still raining. Say, look out my window, it's still raining. They say that time heals everything. Well, I know the pain, honey, that love can bring, and I don't get no better with each passing day. Every hope I had slowly slipping away. Look out my window, it's still raining. I thought the morning would rescue me, but the rain keeps falling so endlessly. Sometimes I wonder what'll become of me. There ain't much left of what I used to be. Her love shone on me just like the morning light, but now here I am alone again tonight. Look out my window, it's still raining. Whew. Great song. Google it, just let it pour over you. Then pour out your pain, whatever kicks up to the judge, the God, because God is here for you, and he's got this. He will deal with every one of your injustices, maybe not during your lifetime or mine. Ask the Holy Spirit to make you confident and know that God is both for you, and he's got this. This is not logic. This is not human reason. You can't prove it. It's faith. It's heaven-born faith from the hand of the Spirit alone. Ask. Hey, we're going to see you next time. Take heart, child of God.